7 husbands, 8 marriages just sounds exhausting. No shade to Elizabeth Taylor because she's probably my favorite movie star. But while we're on the subject of jewelry, let's revisit Liz. First and foremost, she was stunning. Young, old, she was breathtaking. She was born in London to American parents. She started acting when she was about 10, 11, signing to MGM. From her teenage years on, the media was obsessed with her, and MGM did their studio thing, arranging relationships for the publicity. So she was engaged to a football player named Glenn Davis. He went off to fight in the Korean War. Elizabeth was waiting for him. It was very publicity friendly. They broke it off, and then the next year she was engaged to William Pauley Jr. His father was a U.S. ambassador. Again, this was all publicity. When she was 18, she met Conrad Nicky Hilton Jr., heir to the Hilton Hotels. He proposed with a 4-carat diamond ring, and this was the talk of the town. MGM threw them a fairy tale wedding. Costume designers made her dress, but Conrad was an asshole. He was a heavy drinker. She miscarried because he was violent. They were divorced after 8 months of marriage. 1 year later, when she was just 20 years old, she married Michael Wilding. He was an actor 20 years her senior. He proposed with a giant sapphire encrusted with diamonds. Yes, he was much older than her, but she liked it because she needed the calm and the security. Together, they had 2 sons, Michael Wilding Jr. and Christopher. She's becoming more and more confident because she's growing up, and Michael's career is kind of faltering, and apparently, he's cheating on her. There are stories that while she was filming Giant, he had scrippers at their house. So they divorced after about 6 years. While they were married, Michael did a movie called Around the World in 80 Days, produced by Mike Todd. Elizabeth said the day after her divorce was finalized, Mike Todd told her, you know what, we need to get married. So they did, just a couple of weeks later. He proposed with a 29-carat diamond ring because 30 would be too vulgar. She referred to this ring as her ice skating rink, and they were happy. So very, very happy. Now, even though they got married just a couple of weeks after she got divorced, Elizabeth and her second husband had been separated for months before they divorced. She was 3 months pregnant with Mike Todd's baby when they got married. Together, they had a baby girl they named Elizabeth Todd. They called her Liza. Can you just look at this ring? Mike had a best friend named Eddie Fisher. He was married to actress Debbie Reynolds. Together, they had 2 children, daughter Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia, and Todd. So you know they're just besties. They're going out on double dates. Mike is just dripping Elizabeth in diamonds, tiaras. They are a glamorous couple. And then Liza wasn't even 1 year old when Mike Todd passed away in a plane crash. Elizabeth was devastated. Can you even imagine? Elizabeth said she was in shock. Elizabeth, Eddie, Carrie, they're devastated that Mike passed away. Eddie spends a lot of time consoling Liz. And then they hook up. He leaves Debbie Reynolds to marry Elizabeth Taylor. The public was outraged. They called her a homewrecker. Elizabeth said she just married him due to her grief, and they were just reliving memories of Mike Todd. Because she still wore her ring from Mike, Eddie proposed with a 50 diamond bracelet. Meh. So they're married for about 3 years. She's filming Cleopatra. It's here she met actor Richard Burton. They clicked, but just like Elizabeth, Richard was married to Sybil Williams, and they had 2 daughters. After 5 years of marriage, she wanted out. Eddie was heated. Just a few days after her divorce was finalized, she married Richard for the first time. Initially, he didn't propose with an engagement ring, but he gifted her emeralds. And then he bought her the Krupp diamond, 33 carats. Can you imagine? It's gaudy, but I'll take it. Eddie and Liz were in the process of adopting a daughter named Maria, but Richard adopted her, and they were very happy. Please tell me Liza on the right doesn't look just like her father. He's still lavishing wifey with jewels upon jewels. And then he upgraded her ring and gave her a 68-carat diamond. Again, maybe a little gaudy, but I'll take it. Who wants 2 big giant diamonds on your fingers when you can turn it into a necklace? Which they did. These 2 were passionate. They loved hard. They fought hard. They were married for 10 years. And then they divorced. A year later, they got married again, but then that marriage lasted less than a year. Richard had a temper. He was an alcoholic. So was Liz, and she was addicted to pills. There was jealousy. He cheated. She said after Richard, every other man was just there to hold her coat and open her doors. The same year she got divorced, she met and married a senator. She was a politician's wifey. He proposed with a ring. It was okay. Rubies, diamonds, and emeralds. During this time, she was at the height of her addiction and she was miserable. They divorced after 6 years. The next year, she got engaged to an attorney named Victor Luna. He proposed with a 16-carat sapphire ring. Not bad. Their engagement broke off. She met a new man named Dennis Stein. He proposed after 2 months with, a sapphire ring. Nothing to write home about. Of course, that didn't last. Then she went to rehab, where she met Larry Fortinsky, a construction worker. They fell in love. Engagement ring? Probably not. They got married at Neverland Ranch, owned by her buddy Michael Jackson. They were married for 5 years, but they remained friends until she passed away. We all know Elizabeth Taylor did a lot for AIDS research. When she passed away at the age of 79, here she is surrounded by her kids. Her jewels were auctioned to benefit her AIDS foundation, and they got a whopping $160 million. She did sell her 68 carat pear shaped diamond for $5 million before she passed away, which she always regretted. But until she passed away, she still wore her 33 carat diamond ring from Richard. And when someone asked her in her later years if she would ever get married again, here's her reply.